Hey guys, I'm going to do a simple modified toe Doris Flexion Pails rails. So I'm going to prop you so you can see, so you won't see my lovely face, you'll get to see my nice toes. So make sure when you're doing these Pails rails, we do a 2-minute stretch, then we do a contraction of the tissue you're stretching, and then contraction of the tissue you're shortening, then you repeat. Always do at least 2 sets so you can work into that new range that opens up every time you do a full set. And you can then keep some of that range, okay? If you can handle it, 3 or 4 sets even is great, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little setup where we are gonna be using our big toe. If you can see here, my toe, I'm actually going to come a bit forward like this so you guys can see. So what I'm gonna say is if you use, so I'm using my left foot, use my opposite hand, and we're gonna do this as a functional one where my foot is planted on the ground. I'm trying to lift up my toe. So it looks like I have some dorsiflexion in it, but my functional range when my foot's flat on the ground is not much. So what I want to do is I'll try and work on some of that. It also helps work on if you have a curve in, so if you're starting to form bunions or things like that with your toe, or your feet aren't that spaced out, so you can pull up and also pull out to try and work on that. So I'm going to grab that toe and I'm going to kind of use my thumb. I'll show you with the video. I'm kind of using my thumb here to kind of pull out and then pull up. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to find where I feel the stretch. So I'm going underneath my toe where I feel that stretch. So I'm gonna feel it under here. As well, I feel it a bit on the inside. So I want that first right planted on the ground as I pull back. And the reason I'm doing it standing is because then I can almost just lever my body back on that toe, but keep the toe planted on the ground there. Good. We hold this for 2 full minutes. I'm not going to do 2 minutes in this video, but you do full 2 minutes of passive stretch on pulling back and holding. And then we're going to do 2 contractions. So my first contraction is, again, I stay exactly where I am. And then my toe is going to drive into my hand, pushing it into the ground, but I want to stay where I am. So I'm driving, engaging my toe, trying to push it down as hard as I can. So I'm going to ramp it up to 20, 40, 60 to my greatest effort, driving that toe down, down, down. The motion that I'm doing is planting my toe into the ground. Hold 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do our rail. So it's going to try and lift up. Now what you can do, if you've done it correctly, is you should be able to take that away and it just stays there. So my toe is just staying up. There's a little bit, I'm just trying to lift it off this finger here. You see my other toes are trying to help. 3, 2, 1. And relax. And then you want to make it passive again. So then I'm going to pull up again. So I'm pulling up and out. I'm going to just show you here so you can see with my finger, but it is easier to grab. The other thing you can do is prop something underneath here. So a block or a book about the right height so that it's really passive. And we can then work on the second set. We'll hold for about a minute. And then we do our contraction down, contraction up. And then once you've done a full set, always try and work on that toe, lifting it up, moving it, getting it to lift all the way up and out. And this is working on your toe dorsiflexion Pails rails in a modified version where you're using your body to lever that toe back. It's also functional because we're standing flat. So we're giving some body weight onto it. So we're how our body would be if we were planting, landing, walking, running, etc. Okay? Enjoy.